or desire and an intent to put it before the voters, and of course Volusia County did just that. I'm Gwen Azama-Edwards, former City Commissioner, retired City Clerk, City of Daytona Beach, current President and CEO of AE Enterprises, Inc., AE Enterprises, Inc., a consulting firm on politics and ethics. And again, please let me know what you think about the gambling. Right now, actually, there are more people in favor of expanding it in the state than those that are not in favor. In fact, I think as more people move into the state from other states where it's allowed, the more open to it they are, even though they've seen the devastation that comes with it. Some people just want to gamble. Oh, praise God. They just want to gamble, they want to gamble. So, and the problem is not those who can control themselves when it comes to gambling. The problem, of course, is always those who cannot control themselves and become addicted. And then we see, that's when we see the devastation that comes with it. But, you know, what do you think? www.gwen-truth.com, and let me know what you think about an expansion of gambling to fill the deficit and make up for the deficit that we have in the state of Florida's budget. Okay, I do want to, and I thought maybe I made a note to myself. Yes, I want to do a shout out for Don Cornelius. And we read in the paper that they're saying he committed suicide, but I just want to say, in reference to Don Cornelius, I, like so many others, grew up with Don Cornelius in my, living room. That's how we learned to dance, as that was the entertainment for my sisters and myself and our cousins and others who would, again, gather into the living room and watch the most current soul singer, so to speak, and that wasn't just by race, that was by, the nature of their singing abilities. And we had the opportunity of watching so many great singers perform as a result of Soul Train and Don Cornelius. So I do want to give a shout out to his memory, to the great things that he has done, that he did, and to the impact that he had on just so many lives over the years. And to his family, we do express our regrets, and we pray that I don't know, what do you say? Because this is a man who always instilled and inspired others to live, live full lives in the light. So for whatever it was that may have driven him to do what he did, what they're saying that he did, we're just sorry to hear that. But life does go on, and life does get better. For anyone, and I'm just going to say this, for anyone who may be considering suicide, that what you'll find if you allow yourself to live beyond that moment, beyond that day, beyond that night of crisis, that the next day really is much brighter. That really and truly you are glad that you did, that you made it over and past that crisis and that moment in your life when you didn't think that life was worth living. Because it is, because no matter how bad things are, with life, you always have another chance. When you're gone, there are no other chances. That's just it. So I would just leave it with that. Life is worth living. And with life, you do have opportunities. So God bless his memory. Don Cornelius of Soul Train, and God bless his family and all of those who have been impacted again over the lifespan, his lifespan, because he did so much for so many of us. Also want to say, as I bring on our guest, Wendell Bradford, who is Deputy Sheriff with Seminole County, and of course a candidate for Volusia County Sheriff. Give a shout out as well to our law enforcement community. We had an article in the paper as well that talked about the tremendous job and impact on the lives of those that are in law enforcement, those that are veterans, current and past, and in what they're involved in fighting for the freedoms of our country. Even, you know, including firefighters who give and put their life in danger, really, while trying to do what they can to protect us. All these individuals who really and truly are heroes in many, many ways and to many, many extent. And we should appreciate what they do. We should appreciate what they do. And when they do that, and I'm sure our guest, Wendell Bradford, would attest to the fact that when you're in law enforcement and when you're in that kind of position where your life is on the line, it really can have an impact on you, I think, psychologically, not just physically, but also psychologically. Would you agree?
I do agree.
Yes, yes. And I remember with my husband, who was police chaplain for many years with the Daytona Beach Police Department, he never told me anything. All right, he never shared anything. All that was confidential. But I do know that that he would say from time to time that many times people just do not understand the psychological impact on the lives of those who he was dealing with law enforcement, with what they deal with. And so many people don't understand not only what they deal with in terms of their jobs, can I call you Wendell?
Yes, please.
Okay. On their jobs, but you know, after they've done their jobs, they also have to live a life like other people, like normal people out there. They also have a spouse. They also have children that they're raising. They also have rent to be paid, and they also have, you know, grocery shopping and shopping for schools and, you know, all this kind of stuff. They also have that to do, in addition to trying to help us and to save us and to protect us and to, again, put their lives on the line for us. So just a shout out to law enforcement, to public safety in total, and to, you know, and that includes our veterans as well. We just say a great big, juicy, sweet thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you for all that you do. And of course, Wendell, you're included with that because you're one of those persons too who's out there who puts his life on the line daily. And you know, there are people who say, well, you know, nothing ever happens. Like, you might be in a town where nothing ever happens, nobody's ever shot, nobody's this, that. Well, count your blessings is what I would say. You know, don't say because it's never happened that, you know, we should just take for granted that it will never happen. I think we should just count our blessings. Would you agree with that?
I know a lot of people don't realize what happens on the street. Remember, while people are running away from bullets, we are running towards the bullets to save them. And there's a lot of incidents out there that we go to that's reported, but it's not brought out into the news, and the newspapers don't get it. Remember, newspapers and the news sells what they show on TV and put in the paper, and if it's not good enough, they're not going to print it.
Now, again, I've stated that Wendell Bradford is currently Deputy Sheriff, Seminole County, and candidate for Volusia County Sheriff. And Wendell, if you would share with them background information on you, your experience and the like, and then share with them too why you're running for this office.
Well, my name is Wendell Bradford. I live in the West Side, Deltona area since 1993. I have two beautiful daughters who was born and raised in the city of Deltona. I have 21 years with the Seminole County Sheriff's Office. I have 6 years with the Field Military Police Unit, 3 years in New York City and 3 years here in Ocala, Florida. The reason I decided to run for sheriff is because this is where I live. This is where I see that there's issues. I was always told that if you see issues, be part of the solution and not part of the problem. And I want to be part of the solution. We have issues here with juveniles. We have issues here with senior citizens, with gangs. We have issues at the schools. And I have programs that will be more effective and efficient for the citizens of Volusia County.
Um, and we all run because we really feel that we can, number one, make a difference, number two, improve things for those that we would serve, and number three, because we just feel we're the right person for the job. Now, this is your second run, and you and I were talking about that. You're running for office for the second time. I'm running for the same office for the third time. But you do it because you feel, again, that you're the right person. Now, you had stated that there are some things that people just need to know, and there are some new programs that need to be put in place. There just are some changes that need to be made. Talk with us if you would, because I've had the sheriff on the show. I've had Steve Beers on, who's also a candidate who's running, and talk about crime, because people really and truly get, sometimes depending on who you ask or the time period that you ask, you get a different answer to this question. And when I say time period, I mean, you know, whether you're asking them the question that morning, you ask it that night or something, sometimes the answer might differ a little bit. How does crime look right now for our county, comparatively speaking, to the way things maybe used to be, because you've been here for several years, and the way you know it is now, and maybe in even surrounding areas or areas you're familiar with, because you say you've worked in some other areas.
Crime is on the rise in Volusia County. Crime has tripled, and my numbers come from the Attorney General's office. I looked at back in 2000 when I ran to the time now, and crime has tripled. Crime is on the rise here steadily. We must do something now. Right now, we don't have in Volusia County community policing. They are a reactive law enforcement. We need to start being proactive, and that's what I am all about. Getting deputies out of their cars, getting them out in the neighborhoods, and getting them to know the people. We must have a partnership with the communities, with the businesses, and with the visitors. You know, we're finding all these drug houses, we're finding meth labs, we're finding pill mills, and a lot of the communities have said, hey, I've called the police, I've called the sheriff's office, and nothing has been done until it's too late. And we need to start looking and working with the communities so we can start combating the crime, the drugs, the gangs here in Volusia County. We have 24 high schools and middle schools. 24. We only have 12 deputy sheriffs handling 24 schools. It should be a partnership between the school and law enforcement where they're working together, and each one of those schools should be covered by a deputy sheriff, because the school resource program is just like community policing. They're out there to form a better relationship between the younger generation and the community and law enforcement. Therefore, we can reduce crime and the fear of crime and the quality of life within Volusia County. And that's not what's happening right now. I blame leadership. Leadership doesn't start from the ground up. It starts from the top down. These deputies are working 7 days a week almost. They're tired. They're out there risking their lives twice. Why do I say twice? Because they're so tired. They can't react the way they should. We need more deputy sheriffs, these deputies out here, and I know a lot of people are fighting, where are we going to get the money? These deputies need a raise. They haven't had a raise in 10 years almost. They just got a 3% raise, but that's to help with their retirement. They haven't had a significant raise in 10 years. We must start working together with the unions, and I commend the deputy sheriffs for going out and handling their own rights and saying, it is my right to have a union, and I commend them for doing that. And it's up to the sheriff to work with those unions and those deputies to give them a proper raise, to get them out here, because they are the lowest paid agency within this region. And we need to do something for them. They're out here risking their lives for us. Like I said, like you said earlier, and like I said, they're running towards bullets when everybody else is running away. We must do something for them. Before we can start handling issues outside our agency, meaning the citizens, we must handle the issues inside. Leadership. starts from the top down.
And when you